What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Carl, the Consume and Review lad, and this is the Consume and Review podcast for Survivor, Season 41, Episode 1. I just consumed Survivor Season 41, Episode 1, and I'm going to review it in this podcast here. Before I do so, I do want to let everyone know that I am reviewing the show based off the Survivor edit, and I'm reviewing the Survivor's actions and how they're playing the game based off the edit. Sometimes in the past, Survivors have said they played the game differently than what we're seeing on the edit, and I may say something, for example, like, oh, this Survivor, he wasn't even playing, he was just chilling on the beach. And then the Survivor might on Twitter say, I wasn't chilling on the beach. I was gaming hard for 4 hours, and they took a 5-minute segment of me chilling on the beach and used that in the edit. That's happened in the past with one Survivor. Mostly the edit, I believe, is very accurate. But I'm just saying I'm playing off the edit. So if I'm wrong on the Survivor's actions, or I'm wrong on a opinion because it happened differently on the island than what we're seeing on the TV show, you know, whatever. I'm going off the edit, which I think everyone else is that reviews Survivor, I believe, because we're not on the island. We don't actually know what's going on. This isn't like Big Brother where you could watch the live feeds. So let's get into it. I did make some predictions on my Twitter at consume_review. I picked one male and one female from each tribe most likely to win the game. Also picked the first person most likely to be voted out and the first to find a hidden immunity idol. My male winners are JD, Nasir, and Vosh. I may mispronounce some names. Hopefully I get the names pronounced accurately as the season goes on. Just letting everyone know if I mispronounce a name weird, that's why. My female winners are Shan, Sydney, and Evie. The first person I believe voted out would have been Jeannie, Heather, and Tiffany. And the first to find a hidden immunity idol would be JD, Sydney, and Xander. And of course, I was wrong on the first person voted out. It wasn't Jeannie or Tiffany, and we'll get to that later. Right off the bat, let's go into what is different with Survivor. This is a new era of Survivor. Apparently, there's going to be a new era regardless of COVID. But COVID, of course, delayed Survivor for over a year. We missed out on 2 seasons of Survivor. And this new season of Survivor, because of COVID also, I believe it's 26 days. They shaved 13 days off this season, and I believe next season due to COVID. And we don't know going forward if we'll get those 13 days back or not. But don't worry, they're going to make it extremely hard on the survivors by taking away those 13 days. The survivor tribes, they only get 1 pot, 1 machete, and 1 flint. And they must win those items. They get no rice or food source whatsoever. And if they lose a challenge, they lose one of those items. And this week it was flint. It might just be flint going forward. I'm not sure if they just play what items they choose. We'll see. And also introduced in this game is a dice. Is a dice that you can save yourself if you don't believe you're going to make it past tribal. You think you might be voted out. You don't have the votes. You have a 16.7% chance of saving yourself. Instead of voting, you can roll the dice. If you get the right number or whatever they have on the dice, you're safe for that tribal council. If you don't, you're not safe and you can't vote, and you probably will go home because you were worried about it in the first place. Jeff did break the 4th wall a lot this episode, just right off the bat talking to the viewers saying he misses us. A lot of times you saw the cameraman and crew. There was certain scenes where you can kind of see them filming. So I believe a lot this season they're going to break the 4th wall. We as viewers liked it in the past because it was so odd and weird, and we never saw it before. We never saw how crowded these contests are and how many cameramen are really on the island. So it was a cool thing, and we might be seeing a lot of it going forward. Right off the bat, we start with, is it socially appropriate to say, come on in, guys? He pretty much says, come on in, guys, and is like, I want to talk to you guys about that. Is it socially appropriate? And of course, everyone says it's fine. It's no big deal. Evie came out and said that guys does include different genders, and it sort of does, really. And it's no big deal, and everyone agreed. And really, who's going to rock the boat that early over the word guys in Survivor? Be a terrible gameplay. I'm not even sure why Survivor brought it out in the first place. No one's going to jump up and say, oh, I'm against that. Maybe if everyone was against that, but I think a lot of people just might not even care. I feel like a lot of the viewers at home that even hate the word guys they probably didn't care for this segment. They're probably like, it's been over a year. We want to see some Survivor. Can we get past this? We want to see Survivor. And don't worry, they come back to the segment because before the immunity challenge, Ricard says that he doesn't think guys is appropriate or guys isn't inclusive enough, something like that. And Jeff is like, thank you for saying that. We're going to take it out. From now on, it's going to be come on in. And if you don't like it, here's my Twitter handle. Tweet me. I probably won't read it anyway. So from now on, it's come on in. No more come on in, guys. So we got that out of the way. So the first challenge right off the bat is to win the machete, the pot, and the flint. The only 3 items you're going to be able to get. And it's green versus yellow versus blue. They had to get all these paddles. They had to go on a boat. They had to paddle the boat around this little buoy. And then they had to go get the flint off this rope. So the yellow tribe just could not find all their paddles at all. They were stuck. They didn't find their last paddle till the contest was over. The blue tribe got all their paddles, got on their boat, started rowing, but they were rowing in place the whole time. It was actually hilarious to watch them just sit there and roll in place because eventually the green tribe just passed them. And the whole time they're rowing and no one's wondering why they're just rowing in place. Until after the challenge, Jeff is like, did you unhook all your hooks? And they're like, oh, no, we didn't. That explains it. So the green tribe won. They got all the stuff. Everyone else, they're going to suffer, or will they? So we get a glimpse into, really this episode, we got a glimpse into a lot of these survivors, like background and their life outside of the game. On the green tribe, they're trying to start the fire. JD used the flint and he made fire for the green tribe, which, by the way, is probably in these newer seasons a terrible idea. You probably don't want people to know that you're really good at making fire. So if you're going to make fire, you should probably really, really struggle with it. Or maybe not even make fire, just let everyone suffer for a little bit, even if you know you can make fire. But it's kind of both sides, because if you're the guy who can make fire, they might keep you around. But later on in the game, with how the game's ending nowadays, making fire is going to be a huge threat. And you could find yourself either in the fire making challenge or outside of it, being voted off beforehand. But JD, he made the fire. It looked easy on the TV edit, and he kind of bragged about it. Just terrible gameplay from JD. He was one of my Mel winner picks, and I was really high on JD. But watching him this episode, I'm thinking, he's playing a terrible game. And we'll get into that. So the yellow and blue tribe, they have a choice to earn their flint. They can either count triangles or fill 2 barrels with ocean water in 4 hours. I'm really not sure why the count triangles was that hard. I think I might have missed that. But they had like one chance to count all the triangles, and and everyone could do it. They could like share information, but they just didn't have the confidence in it. Vosh wanted that. Vosh is like, I can do this. I'm a neurosurgeon. But everyone else was talking about doing the water. And Vosh was like, man, if we do that water, it's going to wear us out. It's possible, but it's going to wear us out. And everyone's like, oh, it's possible. Well, go ahead and do it then. We'll go fix the camp. And Vosh was very upset that he had kind of agreed to that. So Vosh and Xander on the yellow tribe were the water boys for the next 4-ish hours. The blue tribe had Deshaun and Danny. Danny is an ex-NFL player. Deshaun's a medical student. Agreed to be the water boys, and Nasir told them, don't worry, we're not going to game without you. I know we're going to be separated from you guys for a few hours. We're not going to play Survivor without you here. And they're like, okay, that's great. But I guess didn't agree to the same thing on their side, because for some reason during the challenge they decided to hunt for an immunity idol. Not sure why it couldn't wait till after the challenge, but during the challenge they were hunting for an immunity idol, and Nasir, I guess, went to check on them and caught them hunting for an immunity idol. So he immediately ratted them out to the rest of the tribe, said, they broke their no gaming rule, and was like, we got to get these guys out. They're gaming so hard early on. And you had gaming on the yellow tribe too. I don't think they made that promise with Vosh and Xander, but it was really it was really to their benefit. Evie and Liana, we're talking about forming an alliance with the Water Boys. Abraham just straight up asked Evie what game she is playing, which just seems, maybe this happens on every season of Survivor. It doesn't make the edit. It just seems like a strange question that, why would you ask that? And why would they answer truthfully? What kind of game are you playing? Oh, I'm going to lie to everyone and steal their stuff and hunt for idols. No, what do you expect them to say? I'm going to be great, social. I'm going to work with the tribe, anything. Abraham then's like, you know what? I'm going to trash Tiffany. She was bad in that challenge. And Liana did not like that. And she told Tiffany that Abraham was trashing her. The Water Boys both completed their challenge. They were really tired, really exhausted. It looked like a terrible challenge. But they completed it and they got flint for their tribe or supplies. I think it was all the supplies, really. On the green camp, JD was playing hard. He's trying to socialize. Ricard and the others think, you know what, this guy's really all over the place. He's playing really good, and we might need to vote him out. The Blue Tribe had Sydney rat out Nasir to the Water Boys, saying that Nasir was talking about them idol hunting, and maybe we need to get Nasir out. So now we have, which honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sydney. That's probably a smart move from Sydney. She just completely divided the men up by doing that, and all three men seem like they're physically like fit. Maybe Nasir will be the weakest link of the men. That's probably why he didn't do the water challenge. But just by getting the three men to kind of break apart, it would be easier to divide and conquer for the women. But yeah, there's a lot of rats this episode, just people ratting each other out and stuff, and that's what we saw here. You also had a moment where Shan was playing hard. I don't know where in the episode. I didn't put in my final notes, but Shan was playing hard with everyone, and she was trashing JD. But she told JD that if she sees anyone trashing him, she'll tell him. But I don't think she did. She was kind of playing everyone. So Shan's playing really hard on the green tribe. And in the yellow tribe, of course, you had Evie and Liana and, Abraham and Tiffany all in their little drama. All right, so after the Water Boys completed their challenge, every camp got someone on a boat, gave them a note saying that you need to send someone to an island to do something. And, we've seen the past few seasons. We know there's going to be twists and turns. So the Green Tribe, they can't decide. They draw rocks. JD got the white rock. He was the one that had to go. Danny just straight up volunteered because no one else wanted to go. And Xander, someone offered his name up, and he was like, I'm down to go. And the camp's like, yeah, we can trust you. You're good. So the three guys, they meet up on the island. They talk to each other. They had to make this long trek up a hill. JD, I believe it was JD, told Danny that they think he's an NFL player. And he lies. He says, no, I'm not an NFL player. I just played college, and he's lying. He's an ex-NFL player. He works with football in some capacity, but not an NFL player, like a coach for like a school or something. Xander says that he runs recreationally. And JD brags about being a 2-time state champion for running, some sort of running sport. I don't know the exact one, but he's a 2-time state champion. And he brags about it. Absolutely terrible gameplay by JD. And his profile is like, yeah, I need to be underestimated to go far. I need to be underestimated to win. And he's just giving them more and more reason to vote him out. Oh, you're really great at making fire? Well, come merge time, bye-bye. Oh, you're a 2-time state champion? Come merge time, bye-bye. Not doing a too good job underestimating people. Playing a little bit too hard, a little bit too showy. Anyways, this whole little walk kind of ends with a something called a prisoner dilemma, I believe. That's what several survivors called it. Where the three men split off and they each go to their own, like a wheel of a ship. And they have to either pick if they want to protect their votes or risk their vote. And if all three risk their vote, they lose their vote. If at least one of the three protect their votes, then the other two or one who risk their vote, they get an extra vote at tribal council. So you either get an extra vote or no vote, just depending on if all three of them take the advantage, no one gets, they lose or punished. If only one or two take the advantage, they get it, and the other one, nothing happens to them. They're just back at square one. So Danny protected his vote, and he told his tribe the truth. He didn't lie to them. Xander risked it and told his tribe the truth, that he risked the vote for them, and we'll see what happens. And JD straight up risked it also, but he lied to his tribe. He told them he protected it, and we find out at the end of the episode he actually got it. So he lied to his tribe, about the challenge. He has an extra vote. They don't know about it, but he did offer his tribe to go through his bag because they thought he might have an idol. They said that either come back with rice or an idol, which is just, oh my goodness. No wonder no one wanted to go to that island, which is also, it's a smart move to not want to go to that island. But I think Danny probably Danny's like, I just want to play hard. Survivor. He's an ex-NFL player, so he might see himself as a threat later on anyway, so why not? And like I said, Xander, he was volunteered to go. And JD drew a rock. So besides Danny, no one really wanted to go and went. Anyways, so we are at the immunity challenge, and the winner of the immunity challenge, of course, gets immunity. The other two tribes go to tribal council. So we're starting off this 2-hour premiere, season 41, episode 1 of Survivor, of two people getting voted off. And it's neck and neck at first. The whole green versus blue versus yellow, which is what I'm going to call the tribes by their colors. I know they have a more official names, but I just think it's easier to call them by their colors because, let's be honest, the tribes are going to switch, swap, go all different places. So we'll just call them by their colors until the merge. It's neck and neck. The blue tribe messes up and they get behind a little bit, but they catch back up. It's neck and neck again. The green tribe mess up and they don't get all the puzzle pieces out of their bag. And the blue tribe ends up winning. I don't know what happened to the yellow tribe. They had no issue this whole challenge, but they looked like they were behind the green tribe, and of course they lost to the blue tribe. So I'm really not sure what happened with their puzzle. But anyways, so we have yellow camp and green camp. The yellow camp, it's really Abraham versus Tiffany on who to stay and who to go. Of course, a lot of people talking about Abraham staying to make the tribe stronger. Tiffany, she's maybe better off down the road. If there's like merges and stuff, she might help the tribe better socially. The green camp, it's a mess, man. It's Sarah who messed up on the puzzle, and she even mentioned that she shouldn't have volunteered. And you should not volunteer for a puzzle. I'm surprised people always volunteer for puzzles. Even if you're the greatest puzzle solver in the world, don't volunteer for the puzzle. It's going to do you no good whatsoever. Because even if you can solve the puzzle, someone could have messed up and not put all the pieces there, which is what happened to the green tribe, and they lost. So no matter how good you are at puzzles, do not volunteer. If someone pushes you and makes you do it, I was like, oh, I told you I was bad at it. Don't get mad at me. But if you volunteer and you just completely bomb and just lose out on the puzzle, yeah, you're going to be a target. And that's what happened to Sarah and Shan. They became the target. So it's really Sarah versus JD versus Brad. Shan's name was thrown out there also because Brad kind of threw Sarah and Shan's name out in front of them, which is just insane. Don't sure why he did that. Terrible, terrible game move. And it's that's what it was. You had Ricard kind of wanting JD out. Ricard just hates JD for some reason. And Sarah, I don't know who Sarah wanted. I think Sarah just wanted someone that's not her out. No one really threw Ricard's name out. And Brad was wanting Sarah or Shane out. He just wanted someone out that could make the tribe stronger. I'm surprised no one went after Jeannie. Maybe she's really, really strong. That's why she was my most likely to get voted out first. That's why my most likely to get voted out first was all the women who were of older age. Because usually tribes vote them out if they're losing to make the tribe stronger. And that was kind of the storyline for the yellow tribe. But of course, we'll see what happened there. And the green tribe, that was never really a storyline considered. For some reason, they believe the 24-year-old healthcare consultant Sarah Wilson was one of the weakest links. Or the 34-year-old Chantel Smith, who's a pastor, was the weakest link, not Jeannie Chan. So she must have been extremely impressive, the physical part of the challenge, which is good for her. And also Brad, well, Brad's a rancher. He might be 50 years old, but he's a rancher. He's working hard. Ricard, a 31-year-old flight attendant, his name wasn't really dropped. He did get a vote, though. We'll get into that. Anyways, Yellow Tribal Council was just boring. It was chill, no drama. Abraham and Tiffany did a little spit spat, and Abraham went home. I think it was 5-1. I don't have the official reading, but he got 4 votes. So most likely it was 5-1. So yeah, that was their argument. We're gonna get out Abraham. Abraham's a 51-year-old cybersecurity analyst, but I feel like physically he was better than Tiffany, Tiffany is I don't think that is right. So a lot of these might be wrong because my chart here, which is totally not right, has Tiffany as a 27-year-old teacher. I don't believe she's 27, considering her background story had her fighting or getting surgery to prevent a cancer when she was in her 30s. So, yeah, I don't know Tiffany's real age, but I felt like she was the weakest link physically. But it's not always about physical challenge. If you're expecting a tribe swap in a few a few days, and Tiffany might be a way better person to not flip, and she might be a way better person to like protect the tribe. So yeah, I don't think it's terrible they got rid of Abraham. But he was the one that got voted out. He said he was blindsided. I'm like, how? Like, your name was like the only one thrown out. But I guess again, we're reviewing on the Survivor edit. I'm sure everyone's name was thrown out at Tribal. Probably even on the Blue Tribe. They weren't even at Tribal, but I'm sure they threw all their names out too, just for the fun of it. Everyone's name was probably thrown out. We don't see what's actually going down completely 100%. We just see the edit, and that's what we're playing off of. But he, for whatever reason, was blindsided. The Green Tribe council, that was a lot more fun. It became a live tribal council, which a lot of people are hating. It's been kind of a new thing in the recent seasons. I like it. I think it's fun. You see people whispering and running. And that's what happened. It started off with, I think, Shan or Sarah talking to Ricard about getting rid of Brad. And then Shan told JD about Brad. And then JD told Shan, hey, let's not do Brad. And then JD was pretty much telling Shan, hey, whoever you want to do, I'll do. And Sarah was like, Shan, should I use my dice? And she was like, don't use your dice. It's fine. And Ricard was there the whole time. He's like, yeah, don't use your dice. It's fine. We're not going to vote you out. You're good. So we get the votes. All right. And it's 4 votes for Sarah. Yep. 4 votes for Sarah. 1 vote for Ricard. And 1 vote for Brad. So Sarah voted out Brad. Jeannie voted out Ricard. So she was completely not in that 4-person thing. So you can clearly see there might be a little 4-person alliance there. Poor Jeannie. I felt like Jeannie and Brad and JD are on good terms, but they completely left her out and just had her vote for Ricard. I'm really not sure what the play was there, unless they were afraid Brad and Sarah would roll the dice and just want to get Ricard out. But Ricard, Shan, JD, and Brad, they voted out Sarah, who, 24 years old, says she was, I guess, good enough at puzzles to volunteer. She gets voted out, which, that's a good person to vote out later on in the season, maybe around merge or closer to merge. I don't know about early on. So yeah, that's what we have. We have Abraham gone and Sarah gone. And again, do not volunteer for a puzzle. I don't care how great you are at doing puzzles. Don't volunteer for it. And yeah, I was wrong. I predicted Jeannie. I was wrong. Jeannie did not even get a vote. And I predicted Tiffany, and she did get a vote from Abraham. The Blue Tribe, that storyline would have most likely been, I feel like, Nasir and Heather if they lost. I feel like, again, should we keep the tribe strong? Well, an older lady is usually always on the chopping block in those discussions. You didn't really see a lot from Heather and Erica, maybe a little bits and pieces. Sydney, like I said, she ratted out Nasir. Deshaun and Danny, they hunted for idols and did the water challenge, and Nasir was just, writing them out. So each podcast episode for Survivor, for the review this season, I'm going to do what's called a GOAT and a BOAT of the week. The GOAT, outside of Survivor, if you're not sure what a GOAT in Survivor is, let me tell you. Outside of Survivor, a GOAT is typically an animal. But in sports and entertainment, GOAT means greatest of all time. But on Survivor, GOAT means great opponent at tribal, which translates to great opponent at the final tribal council, as in no one's going to write their name to get $1 million. If you're sitting next to a GOAT at tribal council, you have a good chance of winning. So typically in Survivor and Big Brother, you want to get the GOATs. You want to get people that no one's going to want to vote to win next to you at tribal council. BOAT, I don't think BOAT's ever been used before. I think I just made this up just to have a name for an award. It stands for bad opponent at tribal. So GOAT, good opponent at tribal. BOAT, bad opponent at tribal. This is a person you do not want to be sitting by at tribal, because they're probably going to end up beating you and winning. Each week on Survivor, I am going to do a GOAT of the week and a BOAT of the week. So who is playing a terrible game and who is playing a great game? And this week, season 41, episode 1, the GOAT of the week is JD. Yes, one of my winner picks. And one of my top winner picks of the season, if I'm being honest. Out of the 6 winners I mentioned, JD was one of the top ones. Absolutely abysmal game he's playing. He's playing so hard, so fast. He's bragging about accomplishments of winning state championship. He's making fire and kind of talking about how, it's cool to make fire on Survivor, but don't talk about, like, I don't know, don't make fire look that easy. Don't even make fire if you can, or just try to make it look really hard. He's making himself a target, which is clearly what's happening because Ricard and the other people on the tribe are thinking about targeting JD, and his name was dropped tonight of being one of the person that's possibly voted out. But his alliance with Shan and Brad kind of won out in the end, and you have Brad with Ricard. Maybe this is a 4-person alliance going forward, but he's playing a terrible game. And the fact that he's being so sought after, I feel like at this point he gets the goat of the week. The boat of the week is going to go to Xander. A little bit of a different story for Xander. This guy is playing a great game so far. You know, I guess being underestimated for sure, which is what JD should be trying to be, underestimated. He said that in his bio, but so far it's not looking that way. Xander is underestimated. He had a good bio too. He kind of lost out to Vosh as the male winner on this track because Vosh had a really great bio, and I think Vosh could definitely go far in this game. Vosh might be my overall winner pick if I'm being honest with you. If he can get the social, my worry with Vosh is if he could get the social skill down and not be hated, not be a villain, not like talk about his personal life, how he's a neurosurgeon, how he's smart, this and that. So far, he's looking good from what we're seeing. So we'll see. But Xander has played a great game this week. He did the water challenge. No fuss. They got that. He got volunteered practically to go to the island. He did. He told the truth. He got the extra vote. He was on the right side of the numbers this week. He's the boat of the week. He's playing a great game so far. JD's playing a terrible game so far. We'll see what week 2 brings us. Episode 2 of season 41 of Survivor. And I would like to know what everyone listening to this podcast thinks. If you would like to tweet me your opinions, you can do so at my Twitter, consume_review. On YouTube, just leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this podcast, you're on YouTube, click the like button. If you didn't enjoy it, just click subscribe. You might enjoy a future podcast. If you're not listening to this on YouTube, if you want to, follow me at consume_review, where I tweet my opinions on various different entertainment as like wrestling and Survivor. And I'll also be posting future podcasts like the Survivor Consume and Review. Anyways, this has been an episode of Consume and Review. Survivor Season 41, Episode 1. Survivor is back. My name is Carl. I'm the Consume and Review lad. Peace out.